Greetings, everyone. We will be presenting the analysis of school enterprise collaborative industry from the perspective of financial management. Our presentation will be divided into 5 parts: the author's information, the abstract, the method, results and discussion, and conclusion. To present to you the authors, we have the main author, Mr. Wenquan, who was born in Yangzhou, Jiangsu province in China in 1972. He receives a master's degree from the University of Hong Kong, China. Now he works in Faculty of Economics and Management, Zhou Polytechnic Institute of Agriculture in China. And the title is Associate Professor. His research interests include innovation and entrepreneurship, and economic management, finance, and tax management. And yours truly, as a co-author of Mr. Wenquan, I'm Siegfried Erorita, and I obtained my degree in Bachelor's of Science in Accountancy from Baguio College's Foundation. My MBA program and PhD management is also from University of the Cordillera. Okay. I am a practicing certified public accountant and currently a professor in the College of Accountancy, University of the Cordilleras. My specializations include advanced financial accounting reporting, managerial accounting services, and financial management. Currently, my research interests are financial decision making and analysis, financial operating performance, and behavioral finance. Now, moving on to the abstract. Now, our study intends to present the potential outcome of collaboration between colleges or universities and the industry in terms of innovation activities and projects through nanomaterial enterprises. Also, in this paper, the Enterprise Sustainable Development Model is introduced with the guidance of the embedded theory. From its accompanying questionnaire, the School Enterprise Collaborative Innovation Measurement Fusion Model is constructed, along with its purported dimensions. Now, as a continuation, we have the following hypothesis. For our first hypothesis, organizational embeddedness, interorganizational embeddedness, and environmental embeddedness can affect school enterprise cooperative behavior. For hypothesis number 2, organizational embeddedness, interorganizational embeddedness, and environmental embeddedness have joint influences on resource integration. Moving on to the method. Okay. First, the population. Okay, how did we choose our population? Enterprises, colleges, and universities located in Jiangsu Province, Zhejiang Province, and Shanghai, China are selected. For nanomaterial enterprises, okay, they are selected from Jiangsu, Zhejiang, and Shanghai as well, as Zhangzhou University, Suzhou University, Zhejiang University, Donghua University, and Dongji University were selected as representatives to participate in the study. Now, to give you a quick summary, okay, these are the 10 selected enterprises coming from the following regions. Okay, please feel free to pause the video if you want to take a look at the following enterprises. Also, this is a summary of the universities coming from these 3 different regions and their respective doctoral degree programs. Moving on, okay, on the data gathering tool, the embeddedness theory is mainly measured by the items in the survey questionnaire. Now, for those who do not know what is embeddedness theory, basically this theory talks about the willingness of entities or individuals to commit or stay or work together. Okay, and this theory dictates that the social environment, okay, should be viewed by these entities as just and equitable. Now, to continue, in terms of university industry collaborative innovation system, the theory suggests that the behaviors of two different types of organizations, universities and enterprises, are embedded in the social environment. And the questionnaire consists of items that measure four variables or four dimensions. Okay, these are the organizational embeddedness, interorganizational embeddedness, environmental embeddedness, and resource integration. To understand this further, these dimensions are further divided into sub-dimensions. For the organizational embeddedness is divided into two. We have the innovation atmosphere and the Slack resources. For innovation atmosphere, this is where we ask members of the organization if they can understand and recognize each other. Okay. Also, this includes the state when the members of the organization will cooperate for new creative behaviors. So that's innovation atmosphere. In Slack resources, this dimension talks about the internal funds of the organization, whether they are sufficient in financing the budget for collaborative innovation. It also measures the organization if it can provide stable technology or products. Also, if the organization can provide technical or talent support to partners. So those are the Slack resources. Under interorganizational embeddedness, okay, this is further divided into two sub-dimensions. You have the collaborative innovation characteristics, which talks about the frequency, okay, if participants are frequently paid attention to relevant technological changes and development. Also, if collaborative innovation participants have strong learning and application skills of relevant new resources. For collaborative objects compatibility, okay, this talks about the organization's goal of the collaborative partners, okay, if they are similar. Also, okay, if the collaborative partners have a rich innovation experience and fruitful results. Under the environmental embeddedness, this is divided into two sub-dimensions. You have the governmental policy and the regional characteristics. Under governmental policy, okay, this section measures if the local government provides policy support for school enterprise collaborative innovation activities. For regional characteristics, okay, this measures if there are many innovation needs and innovation vitality in this region. Also, it measures if services provided in this region brings benefits for the development of innovative activities. Also, this includes the measurement if the region is rich in success stories in school enterprise collaborative innovation. Now, in resource integration, this is divided into two dimensions. You have the resource acquisition and resource fusion. For resource acquisition, this measures if obtaining relevant demand resources from the innovative collaborative partners is available and the combining resources to solve new difficulties. For resource fusion, okay, this measures if the school enterprise parties are willing to cooperate more in the future and if the school enterprise collaborative results will help the enterprise competitiveness and bring external benefits. Moving on, we have the following procedures. Once the participants of the study was determined, okay, the questionnaire was then issued to the questionnaire star platform. Okay, this is the one that distributed and collated the results for the questionnaire. Also, the questionnaire includes the 5-scale Likert, okay, Likert 5-scale method, where we have 1 which corresponds to highly disagree or very unsatisfied, and 5, which corresponds to highly agree or very satisfied. The questionnaire survey was with the consent of all participants, and all participants were clear about the purpose of the study. The School Enterprise Collaborative Innovation Measurement Model, based on multiple fusion, is constructed by determining the co-author relationship matrix and the citation relationship matrix in the school enterprise collaboration, which is used to analyze the development of the nanomaterial industry during the process. And this is further illustrated in this section. Now, anyway, we will go back to this illustration later, but to give you an idea, okay, it shows the parts or elements that affects our school enterprise co-authorship matrix, and also this part, okay, are the portion or the parts that affect the school enterprise collaborative publishing paper matrix. Now, moving on, we have the results and discussion. First, you have the difference in organizational embeddedness between colleges and enterprises. Here we can see the red line actually and the black line, okay, which are the mean values for C for the colleges and E for the enterprises. Now, looking at their P value, okay, we can see that the significant difference can be seen under innovation atmosphere, collaborative innovation characteristics, collaborative objective compatibility, and regional characteristics. But what is glaring is the two, which is the innovation atmosphere and the collaborative object compatibility. This graph is further discussed in this slide. This graph actually shows the significance level P of innovation atmosphere between colleges and universities, which is below 0.05. Okay, this indicates a significant difference where the enterprise is higher than the college. Okay. In terms of collaborative objects compatibility dimension, there is also a significant difference between universities and enterprise, and the average value of the enterprise in this dimension is significantly higher. Okay. Now, all the other dimensions have no significant differences. Now, if there are no significant differences, this only means that both entities, okay, views the social environment, okay, of embeddedness to be just and equitable. Now, for those that have significant differences, wherein the enterprise has the higher mean, this means that results, or the responses coming from the enterprise has a higher level when it comes to the characteristics on innovation atmosphere and collaborative objects compatibility. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Those results can be further backed up or confirmed by the following graph, okay, which shows the difference analysis based on collaborative innovation projects development time. As you can see, what is glaring here is IA, which is innovation atmosphere, and you have COC, which is the collaborative objects compatibility. And analysis revealed that the length of the organization's participation in the collaborative innovation projects can impact the innovation atmosphere. The corresponding F statistic value is 4.988 and P is at 0.003, which is below 0.05. This only means that the overall relationship is positive and significant. Now, if you go back to the previous slide, okay, you can see that what is actually compared is the mean value of projects with a life of less than 1 year, 2 to 5 years, and those that have more than 6 years, okay. And if there is a significant difference, okay, maybe for future studies, if a post hoc analysis is done, no, we can see or maybe say that the resulting factor, okay, or the resulting variable is the one coming from responses with a mean higher than 6%. Although as of this point, we cannot conclude because out of the total population, projects with a life of more than 6% is only 7.3%. Anyway, moving on, the collaborative innovation characteristics or CIC, okay, there is a significant difference and the corresponding F statistic value is 2.887 with a p-value of less than 0.05. Now, for the analysis of the differences between different regional organizations based on environmental embeddedness, we can see that under GP, okay, and GP stands for governmental policy, there's no significant difference, no, in the governmental policy of Jiangsu, Zhejiang, and Shanghai. Maybe this is because they fall under a government system that is highly centralized. But under regional characteristics, we can see that there is a significant difference. Maybe for future studies, we can look further into this area and focus on cultural embeddedness. So based on the dimensions of governmental policy, the difference between the three different regions is not significant, while the regional characteristics between these regions are significant, wherein Shanghai has the highest score and Zhejiang has the lowest score. This graph shows the specific situation of the research enterprise under different collaborative innovation project dimensions. Okay, now A to J actually stands for the different enterprises as shown earlier. Okay, and as you can see from this graph, what is glaring is the orange line, which is the school enterprise co-authorship, followed by the blue line, which is the citation of enterprise patents in school papers, and then we have the pink line, which is the citation of school papers in enterprise patents. To explain this, among the school enterprise collaborative innovation projects, the school's enterprises co-authorship has the largest proportion in circulating the intensity of collaborative innovation. Maybe this is because of the symbiotic relationship of these two entities, wherein the enterprise can provide the venue for technology and application of the knowledge coming from the school, okay, and the knowledge, okay, provided by the school can be updated, no, through collaboration, okay, with the enterprise by using their current technology and applications. Now, the data distribution in the different dimensions suggests that when the citation of enterprise patents in school papers and school enterprise patent weighted direct citation dimensions are added, the intensity of potential collaborative innovation between these two dimensions jumps to the first place. This result shows that the disclosure of school enterprise collaborative innovation based on the integration relationship is accurate and comprehensive. For the conclusion, from the findings of the study, the organizational embeddedness, interorganizational embeddedness, and environmental embeddedness indeed contribute to school enterprise cooperative behaviors. Organizational embeddedness, interorganizational embeddedness, and environmental embeddedness can also jointly act on resource integration. Therefore, Hypothesis 1 and Hypothesis 2 are verified through the analysis of the collaborative innovation activities between colleges and universities and the enterprise. In particular, innovation atmosphere and collaborative objects compatibility, well, together with collaborative innovation characteristics and regional characteristics, are the key areas where the enterprise can positively influence and uplift the school's programs in their collaborative projects. We also have special note that projects that run longer than 5 years may have the most significant impact on innovation atmosphere. Since these are the subdimensions that showed statistically significant markers, we conclude that the school enterprise collaboration would truly benefit from a complementary relationship where one organization provides for what's lacking in the other and vice versa. Advanced information technologies and particularly nanomaterial industries provide new affordances to facilitate interorganizational collaboration. Rich flows of real-time data provide transparency across organizational boundaries and enable greater automation of interorganizational routines. Taking stock of the literature and building on observations from the research in an industrial setting, the researchers adhere to the concepts of embeddedness as important characteristics of interorganizational relationships. And that's all. Thank you for listening.